Hello students, in this exercise we're going to apply the hospital rule uh, to find the limit of an indeterminate form infinity over infinity. So you know that the hospital rules say that when we have an indeterminate form, either of the type of 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, we can say that the limit when x approaches a of f of x over g of x, which give you this indeterminate form, is going to be equal to the limit when x approaches a of the first derivative of f of x over the first derivative of g of x. Well, in this case, we need to find the limit when x approaches infinity of ln of x over s squared of x. So let us analyze the two functions that are given. This is f of x equal to ln of x. You can see how as x approaches infinity for this function, y also approaches infinity. So if you find the limit of the top, that will be infinity. Now you have the function g of x, which is the square root of x. And again here, you can see how as x approaches infinity, y is also approaching infinity. So as the graph goes to the right, at the same time goes up. Same story in this case. So we're going to have here an indeterminate form, infinity over infinity. So we have no other choice than to apply the hospital rule. So we're going to say, that this limit when x approaches infinity of ln of x over the s squared of x will be the same that the limit when x approaches infinity of the derivative of ln of x, so d ln of x dx over the derivative of a square root of x. I will rewrite this square root of x as an expression with a rational exponent, so this would be the same that x to the power of 1 over 2 dx. So this would be the limit when x approaches infinity of course, ln of x, which is 1 over x. And then now below we have the of x to the 1 over 2 dx. It would be 1 over 2 x to the power of 1 over 2 minus 1, so it's negative 1 over 2. So we're going to modify this a little bit because we got a negative exponent here. So it will be limit when x approaches infinity, 1 over x over, then we're going to have 1 over 2 x to the power of negative 1 over 2 using rule of exponents, the negative exponent rule. You can bring this down as x to the 1 over 2, what is going to be then the square root of x. Well, the problem with the expression that we got when we apply the hospital is that the limit when x approaches infinity of 1 over x will be 0 because you have a denominator approaching to infinity and a numerator that is equal to 1. So 1 over a very large number will be 0. And it's the same story over here. The limit when x approaches infinity of 1 over 2 the square root of x, as your denominator is increasing, as x increases, but your numerator is constant, this limit will be also 0. So now you have again an indeterminate form 0 over 0. Now, you don't apply the Hospital rule a second time. You will try first to simplify the expressions that you have. So you can say, in this case, that this is equal to the limit when x approaches infinity of 1 over x times, you will bring this multiplying, so you flip it and you multiply. So 2 square root of x over 1. So this would be the same that the limit when x approaches infinity of 1 over x times 2x to the power of 1 over 2. So this would be a saying that limit when x approaches infinity of 2 times. I will just bring the x to the top as x to the negative 1 times x to the 1 over 2, right? So now using the property of exponents, we add exponents. So we get a limit when x approaches infinity of 2. So x to the negative 1 plus 1 over 2 will be x to the negative 1 over 2. So now we get that this is the limit when x approaches infinity of 2 over x to the power of 1 over 2. So this is the limit when x approaches infinity of 2 over the square root of x. And then now you can find this limit. So you have a denominator that is going to be very large. So as x approaches infinity, this denominator turns larger and larger and larger, and you have a numerator that is a constant. So this limit would be 0. So we know now that the limit, in this case, of the expression, the limit when x approaches infinity of the expression ln of x over the square root of x would be just 0. Thank you for your attention, and please follow my channel. Thank you.